Well, we are past spooky week in the NFL, and what does that mean? The trade deadline has passed, as have the hopes and dreams of every New York Jets fan, and a season saved, which now reads more like the script to a B-grade Chucky movie than a fucking dynasty waiting to happen. But let's not talk about that yet, because I want to talk about the Baltimore Ravens, who easily brought the lowly Miami Dolphins back to reality with the return of Lamar and his 4 touchdowns, reminding everyone that not only is he God tier, but that the McDaniels Dolphags really suck. Meanwhile, the Carolina Panthers shocked the NFL this week, defeating the Green Bay Packers in a less than thrilling outing, leaving Packers fans to sing, "Where was the love?" Last but not least, I'd be remiss not to mention the come last kids of the last 2 weeks. The Hall of Fame-led Cincinnati Flaccos, who once again let an amazing performance led by the 80-year-old statue slip through their fingertips because their defense is about as porous as a cheese grater, which ironically is what Joe Burrow has been using to grind against his toe so that he can avoid reappearing for this sorry-ass franchise. And on that note, in an effort to spearhead a debate about who won the trade, Evan, the Jets and the Cowboys executed their first ever trade in NFL history.
We spoke about it 3 weeks ago. The Jets and Cowboys had never traded. And again, another podcast prediction comes true. Mitch 2 weeks ago predicted the Scatterboo injury, even though we don't like to predict those things. And 3 weeks earlier, we're like, well, it happens on Madden with us every year, training Jets. But that comes back to my point, what I said to you earlier the season. We can debate it all we want. So ideally, Dallas traded Micah Parsons for 2 D tackles and a second-round pick, I think. Which, yeah, you could take. Like, there's upside with Quinton Williams is young, but again, we have to pay him soon. Mm-hmm. And Kenny Clark, well, whatever. But yeah, I was actually driving to work in the morning when we got, first of all, Logan Wilson can't make it on the worst defense in the league. Well, come to the second worst.
That is so true. Yeah, look, it's an interesting one. Apparently, I was reading into this, and before
you go into it, sorry,
yeah,
because this is where it's confusing me. When they say the higher pick, does that mean the best pick, or the highest in like the pick 20 and pick 30, but you get the higher of the?
Yeah, you get the better of the two. So basically,
isn't that the lowest then? The lowest pick?
No, well, it's like the higher up in the draft, in other words. The higher up in the draft.
Yeah,
so one is the top of the draft.
But that does make sense.
And yes, it does make sense. Higher up in the draft order, the top of the draft order is 1, and the bottom of the draft order
couldn't
is
they just said the best pick? Couldn't they just say the best pick?
Well, anyway.
So to confirm, so this year you get our best second.
This year we get your best second.
And next year you get our best first.
We get your best first. And so, look, Quinnen is great. He's a great defensive tackle. He's only had 1 sack all year this year.
Yeah, well, I saw those stats. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, look,
the pressures.
No. On a serious note, like he attracts a double team almost every single time. And so, if you had a fantastic linebacker like maybe Micah Parsons, then he would create more opportunity for Micah to do more. In this case, Logan Wilson, I guess.
It was funny because I did tell you, even like off the end, all our family functions ago, if I gave you Micah Parsons, would you rather trade Sauce or Quinton Williams? Do you remember who you said?
I probably said Quinnen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then here's the thing, though.
We needed Sauce more, though. That's I felt like if I heard Dallas traded for either Sauce or Quinton Williams, I would have said, okay, I would have hoped Sauce. We need corners. Yeah, he just re-signed, but again, I just realized we re-signed Darren Blaine that absolutely got cooked by Marvin Harris's sperm.
Yeah. Well, that's true. So here's the thing. I did a bit of reading into this, and obviously I've tried to find out exactly what this was, all about. And with Quinnen, apparently you guys did try to trade for Quinnen in the off season. You offered Micah, and we would have had to send some compensation plus Quinnen. So we would have had to send
but
some
you had
draft
to re-sign him though. Yes.
Well, we would have had to re-sign him, and the cap space didn't permit. Now suddenly we're freeing ourselves up with a lot of cap space. So mid-season made more sense, and apparently also, the Jets didn't expect to be this bad, so they weren't sellers at the time. But so that was one thing. The second thing that I did hear is that you guys were also trying to trade for his brother Quincy Williams,
Who's getting benched this week as well.
who is getting benched this week. And so obviously we were sellers, but you guys didn't want to send extra draft compensation to take his, tag along brother, which, we're better off than keeping him and seeing maybe.
Are you happy with the trade?
Am I happy?
Trades. Maybe
Am I happy with the trades? Yeah, look, it's really hard because the Jets are not good.
Well, last
so
year, was it last year or the year before you had a top 5 defense? Well, again, it was just the quarterback with Aaron Rodgers struggling.
We had first of all, he snapped an Achilles, and that was the year our defense was extremely good. Everyone was young. Sauce was in his sophomore year, had a great year.
Because you had Sauce and you had Breece Hall winning rookies of the year in both.
Well, not Breece. Breece went down with an ACL injury.
I'm saying the first year they both won their rookies.
Well, awards. No, Breece didn't win the rookie award. In the end, Garrett Wilson won the rookie award.
Sorry, yes.
But Breece was on track to win the rookie award that year until he tore his ACL. So here's the interesting thing. Like a couple of years ago, fuck me, I can't believe this was the situation the Jets were in.
I can't believe people are listening like, damn, they're Jets and Cowboys fans. Yep, that's us.
Yep, that's us. It's so sad. But, DJ Reed was on the other side of Sauce, and he was doing a really good job over there. We had a few decent safeties at the time as well. The defensive line was intact. JFM was still there, hadn't been traded yet. He would take some pressure off of Quinnen. Quinnen had a 12-sack season. That season that Aaron Rodgers did his Achilles, Quinnen had 12 and a half sacks.
Damn.
For a team that was putting up 13 or 14 points.
What did you get,
points
6 and 11 that year, I think? Or 5 and 12?
7 and
9.
whatever, 7 and 10.
Oh, yeah,
is that what it is?
Keep forgetting the 17 games.
I know. So 7 and 10 or something like that. And so, our defense was extremely good during that period of time. I also believe that Salah is a fantastic defensive mind. And right now, Steve Wilkes is our defensive mind under Aaron Glenn, and I don't believe he's very good.
Let's not talk about defensive coordinators.
Yeah, no, let's not. Eberflus, Eberfuck.
Again, I told you it's a plot just to sack him in the first year. There's a reason why Shoddy got 1 year. Eberflus didn't make it Chicago. Even after Chicago, I don't know where he went, but he failed.
Look, I suspect that the Jets...
I don't know who Dallas will go for. Surely they sack him, but who do you go for?
Well, I think the Jets are tanking now, right? And by the way, now it's official for me. So you asked how I feel. I don't feel great that it's 15 years on and this is where we're at. I feel horrible, obviously. But what I would say is, if there was a time to tank,
it's now.
Guys, let me stare at you. Tank now. And I'll tell you why you tank now. Because there'd be nothing worse than having the 3rd overall pick, knowing we wanted to get a quarterback and having to trade some of these new assets up to get that pick when we could just have the 1st overall pick and not have to trade those assets, or could trade down and collect more assets.
If you're at the number 1 pick and you don't like that quarterback,
trade out.
Yeah, there you go.
I would rather that. So,
what do you think of holding out for a 3rd for Breece instead of accepting the 4th from KC?
Well, I think that I actually personally think that room is full of shit, because if you ask Aaron Glenn and whether he's right or not, Aaron Glenn said that, once they made the decision to get rid of Quinnen and Sauce, it made more sense because the problem was, were they going to be able to extend Breece? And Breece needs a new contract. He was a 2nd round draft pick, so he doesn't get a 5th-year option. Whereas from that same draft, we've got Jermaine. And Jermaine Johnson, we've just picked up his option, so we've got a nice edge rusher there. Will McDonald, the other edge rusher, who's been playing quite well.
Now Marzi Smith, don't forget him.
Oh, God, who gives a fuck? I'd rather take Taco Charlton. We'll talk about him later.
Fuck.
But, look, for me, it's now tank is on, tank away.
Archie Manning or no?
Well, Arch Manning won't be. He's not. Yeah, I think it's a guy named...
I saw it. It was a weird name.
Mendoza, something like that.
Mexican.
Oh, God. We're back to Sanchez. Listen, Sanchez gave us 2 really good years, so I'll take that. If we bring another Mexican in that works, so long as he doesn't get sent out of the country by Donald Trump, we should be all right. But
anyway, it's not a Jets and Cowboys.
It's not a Jets and Cowboys podcast, no, because there is more to talk about. But I will say, just to talk about the Jets slightly more, but leading into the Colts, what a move by the Colts. I mean, the Colts are clearly saying,
we want to win
Daniel
now.
Jones, we are building around you.
I don't know if that performance. He went back to the Jet. He went. Do you know the Simpson man with the crusty? You've set this to evil and good. You've set this thing to giants.
Yeah,
You went to send it to Colts.
Yeah, it is kind of funny, right? But the Colts, they're obviously saying, "Hey, fuck it, we're here now, and we want to win now." And yeah, okay, Pittsburgh got the better of them,
But still, look at the division they're in.
Yeah,
Tennessee's
they're going to make
shit.
the playoffs.
Jacksonville, you never know what you're going to get, but the
CJ
Texans,
Stroud now might be out for a
That
while.
was a bad concussion on red zone as well.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
he may not come back for
Another
a series of
well,
weeks.
he's out for this week, but I'm going to say he's out for 12 until week 12, week 13.
He's in a bit of strife there, and that's a hard one for
It
that
is. It is good to see. Like compare that to obviously the 90s and thousands. They're playing the next day, so it's a good way of doing the procedure and whatnot.
It is
the protocol. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll have to see what's happening there. But I mean, obviously the Colts will win, so they'll win the division. So it makes sense for them to say, "Hey, fuck it, let's go." I mean, that's not like a win. I mean, it is a win now move, but Sauce
and they
is
don't
on
have
a
to pay
contract.
Sauce.
No, 4 years.
Yeah.
4
You
years,
just guys
30
re-signed
million.
him.
I will say.
The Jets were smart with something again, not to talk about the Jets, but with the guaranteed money.
Yeah.
There you go.
So apparently, the way the guarantee worked was that if he was traded in the first year of the contract, whoever collected him would have picked up majority of the guaranteed money. So we're only copping like an 11 million cap hit next year between both Quinnen and
You'll take that.
and Sauce. Fuck. You know what? But silver linings, right? But then again, here we are. We're going to be 1-16.
Last time we'll talk about the Jets because it just popped in my mind. If you had to compare yourself to now to 3-4 years ago, before you had the draft with Wilson, you had Breece Hall, so you had did you have three first
round picks?
What would be a different feeling from then to now? Is it the same feeling where you're hoping? Do you have a better optimism? Or you're like
the feeling back then was Zach Wilson has a cannon and he has no one to throw to, and let's build him an offense. The feeling now is Lord knows who the fuck is going to play quarterback for the Jets, and we might have a running back, or we might find that he leaves. And so, yes, we got all this extra draft capital. We're going to have 2 first rounders next year, 2 second rounders.
Don't you have 3?
3? No, two next.
That one. The following year.
Your one's the following
yes,
year. We
2
got
and 3s.
2 in the upcoming draft, 3 in the draft after that. In addition to that, we've got 3 second round picks in this draft, 2 second round picks in the next draft. And so, look, we've got opportunities to obviously make this team better. But, this ain't my first rebuild, son. And for some reason, every time we get 3 floors up, we tear the motherfucker down. So...
Talking about one of my favorite players on fantasy, Rashid Shaheed.
Rashid Shaheed.
It's Shaheed.
It's Shaheed. I love it. I think it's a great move for the Seahawks.
Mate,
Sam Darnold's balling out.
JSN is a cracker year. Cooper
Yeah.
Kupp, he has the number 2. Slight drop off, but then again, it's a new system. He's in new team. So for a long ball threat like Shaheed, again, get off the Saints team ASAP.
Yeah, well, I
don't know who's worse. You guys right now or the Saints? Do you play him this year, the Saints?
I don't even.
That's
Actually, we do. I think we do play the Saints.
That's
later
a
in the year.
tank bowl of all tank balls.
Well, this is the thing, right? Like, could you imagine both Sauce now and Rashid Shaheed? Like, you go to bed 1-7, and you wake up 7-2. And, not bad, right? What a fucking flip. And then you're Quinnen and you wake up and you're probably going to miss the playoffs again anyway. But
well, you got the star on your helmet, and you're next to Ozzy Odigizua and
the Aussie.
Kenny Clark. No, he's not Aussie. So wait, do we play 3-4? I should know. Do we play 3-4?
You play a 43, which is not great for
So
Quinnen,
2 D tackles left, but we have Nealand and
What
Bromley
you do is you're playing 2 defensive tackles and then
end.
2 ends, and then you wind up playing 3 linebackers. Whereas a 34, which I believe
3 D
is
tackles.
No, well, a 34 is what you wind up is you have a nose tackle right in the middle. Mm-hmm. You have 2 bigger defensive tackles next to the nose tackle. They're defensive ends.
Then
and
you
then
have
wind
outside
up playing
linebackers.
2 middle linebackers, 2 outside linebackers.
Because I think we played that when Michael was a rookie, because he used to always be right outside linebacker, and then we changed.
Yeah.
And obviously that's when he went off in the sophomore year.
And I believe that does make a difference. I personally think that a 34 is way better than a 43.
Regardless of all the pressure Quinn and Williams are going to put on, we have the worst corners. Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, well, that's it.
struggle.
If they can, but I guess the idea is if they have less time to throw. But we'll find out.
Well, when Deron Bland is sitting 10 yards off a simple curl round, he's getting cooked on it Monday Night Footy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
True. Well, you know what's interesting for Quinnen? He just came off a bye week. He gets an extra bye week.
How good, man.
You
And
know,
then if we can't beat the Raiders next game, we have problems. Tank for the Jets pick.
Well, speaking of the Raiders, they just got rid of someone too. Jacoby Myers, we'd been saying he was going to go somewhere.
Patriot, great.
We had been saying he was going to go somewhere. And I think that, personally, I didn't think it was going to be Jacksonville. But then Travis Hunter went down. Looks like it's a ACL, right?
So it was MCL, maybe. I don't think it was ACL.
It's something with his knee.
Yeah.
He's gone for the season, probably. I know it's not technically gone for the season, but he's going to be gone for most of the season. So it makes sense to get a decent player like that. Jacoby Myers is a very good possession threat. He's not a fast guy. He's not going to burn you down the sideline, but he does collect a good possession ball over the middle. He's got reliable hands. It's not very good at throwing the ball, but he's good at catching the ball. We'll never
talk about another player that could be out for the season.
Who?
What game? Do you know what game's coming out in 2 weeks' time?
No.
It's the
Call of Duty.
Thank you. And who's on IR?
Who happens to be on IR? You are right. Future Jets quarterback Kyler Murray. That'll be a fucking thing, wouldn't it, if we traded for him? So Kyler Murray is going to be sitting on the bench. That's interesting.
IR. He's not even on the bench anymore.
Yeah, true. It is IR, but it sounds like they were going to lean towards Jacoby Brissett anyway. Because Brissett's winning games.
Yeah,
clearly, he won games against the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I put in the chat, I maybe should have worded it better. Every quarterback that has played Dallas besides Justin Fields has looked elite. They've got over. I think I saw something of how many games we played? I think we played 9. Yeah, we played 9. Of the 7 of the 9 quarterbacks, those 7 have put up career highs.
Jesus.
Career highs.
Yeah.
And then there's Justin Fields. But anyway, we'll take that free win. See you in 4 years' time.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably still be shit. So that is interesting. I mean, that pretty much rounds out the trade news. Everything else was kind of a little bit lowly. There was, small players, and I think there was the last trade of the day was like
a tackle
a
to the
tackle
to the Chargers.
Tackle to the Chargers. Yeah,
even the Chargers. Joe out for the year as of last week. They lost Slater from the preseason. Damn, Justin Herbert can't be throwing slants to Lab McConkey in 1.2 seconds.
No. And I guess the last thing to talk about before we move on is we did talk about CJ Stroud and his injury, and he's in a bit of pain. Jaden Daniels, that elbow, feel for the guy.
FedEx cannot catch a break. But again, sorry, Dan Quinn, you're down, 31 or 21 with 8 minutes left. Come on, man. I understand he goes, it's bad luck. It was his last possession regardless, but bullshit. If you scored the touchdown there, you would have kept him in.
Yeah.
So it's, again, unfortunate, but again, happens at FedEx Field. And they put a comparison. What about this, John? He got injured on the 4-yard line attacking against Seattle. Do you know who got injured 10 years earlier on his own 4-yard line against Seattle? RG3.
Ouch.
So opposite ends of the field, but on that 4-yard hash line against Seattle.
Yep.
Then you look at that's why I put in the chat. The Giants lost their rookie running back and wide receivers. Yep. We're fucked. So Philly, if Philly don't win this division, there's some problems.
That's true. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just talk about some of the scorelines from the league.
Let's go for it.
I want to talk about the Denver Broncos first because, guys, the comeback kids, yeah? Again,
you can talk about it more because I was actually in a roof space while the chat was going off with the best red zone of all time.
It was the best red zone that I feel like I have seen in probably ever. There was so anyone who was watching Red Zone, there was like a 45-minute to an hour stretch where just all the good stuff was happening. So, a really good example was the Carolina Panthers kicking the game-winning field goal. There was the back and forth that was the Chicago game and the Cincinnati, which Chicago had no business winning, but since he collapsed again, the Jags and the Raiders
overtime 2-point conversion fail.
Man, it was just. Honestly, it was just one of those weeks where all the good stuff was happening. And then the Denver Broncos, again, comeback kids, somehow made it happen. Like, all of that was happening at the same time. It was the most... I feel like Scott Hansen was just having an orgasm with the amount of quad boxes that he had to have open at one given time.
Shout out to Mitch saying a very funny thing in the chat. Goes, we just witnessed the greatest thing with Joe Flacco. Now we have to watch Mahomes and Josh Allen play. Yuck.
And which they did, and the Buffalo Bills did take
Another
that one.
prediction,
Yeah, by 7 points. Buffalo did take that one.
I'll go back to what I said a couple of weeks ago, that Buffalo were undefeated in the regular season. Actually now 6-1 against Kansas City.
Are they?
But they're 0-5 in the postseason.
When it counts. So, just to kind of review some of the scores of the week, Baltimore just totally just ass-fucked Miami. There's nothing else to say there.
Nothing wrong there.
McDaniels has to be done at the end of the year, even if he
But then
is a
again,
good
what do
coach.
you do with Tua? Because they're going to be in a similar position. Actually,
You're
I saw
making
something.
number two.
I saw something.
You can't start
That's
anymore
good.
for the rest of the season.
I saw something
He's
funny
ass.
where it comes to 2 years ago. If you remember, Miami pumping the Dolphins 70-20, how that changed the franchise with Miami saying, "Okay, Tua's our guy. We're going to stick with him. We're going to pay Waddle, pay Hill." And Broncos saw that game and said, "Well, fuck, we're cutting Wilson. We're cutting our losses." And then you look at the franchises now. Denver's trusting in Bo, and Miami's in the shitter. But Tua for 2, that has a good ring to it.
Tua needs to be the number 2 because it's just...
Jalen Hurts, anyone? No, it was the other way around in college.
Uh,
Tua went in for Jalen Hurts.
I can't remember. All I know is that there was another guy there, and Mac Jones might be the answer next year because he's currently the answer for San Fran. I mean, I look, they've tied up all this money in Brock Purdy. He's sadly injured for the season. He won't be out for the season, but he's injured. That's what I mean. He's injured this season. It's a bit difficult, isn't it? 'Cause what do you do with a guy like that in that situation? But
the whole roster besides McCaffrey's,
which is amazing, right?
Ricky.
McCaffrey is often Ricky. McCaffrey is often not healthy when everyone else is healthy, and now everyone is not healthy, and McCaffrey's healthy. Thankfully, I mean, they're still winning games. They're winning games with Mac Jones. So there you go. Go Mac Jones. Carolina beating Green Bay was absolutely surprising.
good for our draft pick or your draft pick, I don't know.
Fantastic for one of my draft picks, that's for sure. The Vikings, the Lions almost came back. They did.
The Lions tried.
The Lions almost did it. But, there you go. Minnesota did just best them. I'd tell you what, the Jags and the Raiders game was really interesting because that went to OT. And you know how that game ended, right?
Brock Bowers, man, 3 TDs, sucked in Christian, 46 points on your bench, you clown.
Yeah, it would have beaten me, but the crazy thing
saw
there, you saw the ending, right? 2-point conversion. I understand.
You can't go for the tie, but I feel like in that,
I know, not when you're the Raiders and you're
it's
that
a very
far
rare
back.
instant where your only possession is you go with the ball for 3 minutes and you have 10 seconds left. So why cop the tie?
Yeah.
Again, you may look at a rule change as dumb as this may sound. I feel like if it's a tie, just fucking do like a horse game with kickers. Whoever can kick the furthest wins. Cam Little kicking a 68-yarder.
You know what? The NFL would be really interesting if it did what they did in college.
Yeah, they just keep going back and forth.
Keep going. Yeah, but you start from the 15-yard line. And so that would be interesting. At the very least, that would make playoffs
still
interesting.
The kickers, like, we're not saying
playoff
punters here, but like imagine like Raiders. Okay, we're going to
I
start
think
the 55.
coffin corner kicks. That's what you got to do. Punters, coffin corners, like you used to do in Madden.
Get at the 5-yard line with no wind.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was obviously really interesting. But when the Raiders, you're not playing that well. You're kind of probably not going to be in playoff contention. You may as well just give it a crack. It's a division game. You don't want to split the division game. You want to win the division game if you can. So why not?
Division?
Are they in the same division? What am I saying?
Raiders and Jags, no.
Oh, no, what am I saying? Of course not. It's
Conference,
AFC. It's conference.
yeah.
Conference, sorry.
It's okay, you're there.
Not division. Yeah, I'm close. You got
But now look at the tiebreaker for the tank. What are they, 2-7, the Raiders? Or 3-6?
Hopefully they win some more games then.
Well, hopefully not next
week.
week.
The Jets need the first overall pick. We need the first overall pick. It was nice, though, for them to be on a bye. I slept in. It was on a Monday.
That's going to be me this week with Dallas. Yes.
It might have to be. So look, it was a fun week, and there was some pretty crazy offensive showings. But the one that I want to bring up, oh God, I hate that I'm going to say the word Jets again. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm going to say the word Jets again. Is Sam Darnold had a perfect passer rating in that first half. He completed most of his I think all of his passes. He was 100% completion rate, 4 touchdowns in the first half. Now, it came out the second half, missed a couple of passes, threw an interception, whatever.
The game was done by
the
then
game was
anyway.
more than done. I think he was just having fun. But, you know, what a fucking pickup up in Seattle. I mean, seriously, this guy just looks like a first-round pick.
Especially when you have
Baker.
you have a decent wide receiver now. Oh, no, he had JJ last year as well. So he's back-to-back wide receiver.
Yeah, but Justin Jefferson was injured a bit last season, wasn't he?
He was,
and Jordan Addison was out as well for a while, and still they made it happen. So, yeah, look, the Seahawks look really, really good, and that will make Matt happy. But that's kind of the week that was.
Well, we're halfway through the year, so do you want to have a quick run through the standings?
We will, but there is one thing that we've got to finish, isn't there? What do you reckon we need to finish? We have to give out the Orenthal J. Simpson White Ford Bronco Runaway Touchdown of the Week Award. And this week it is going to go to...
I know who it is.
Who's it going to be?
I screenshotted it and I forgot to tell you before. It's Cincinnati Bengals punt return in the third second of the game, 98 yards. Something Wilson. Is it Wilson?
That's not what I've got here.
Oh, no?
It was a 90-yard punt return by Jalen Lane of the Washington Commanders.
No, I have 90. I think I saw 98 somewhere.
Did you? 98
I'm pretty sure it was 98.
Touchdown.
Bengals. It was the first kick. It was the first return of the game.
Was it? Can't misplay Charlie Jones. Okay, yeah.
Charlie Jones.
Oh, Charlie Jones, the opening kickoff. Yes, my notes missed that. Well, congratulations, Charlie Jones. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your number is. I don't know what your... Yeah, I didn't even know what team you played for until 10 seconds ago. But congratulations, Orenthal J. Simpson, White Ford Bronco Runaway Touchdown of the Week. And that puts you in the running for the Touchdown of the Year award. 98 yards is pretty hard to beat. But I think we know that Bijan Robinson will probably take out the overall award. But
he's leading 2-1. It'll be a good race between him and JT.
That is fine. Now, you wanted to know the...
Talking about JT, we predicted it last week. The choke artist, the COVID man.
Yeah.
Inside joke for those listeners. We said he would get COVID and get under 10 fantasy points, and he did.
Yeah, that's true.
See what happens if you're not playing Tennessee every second week.
Look, yeah, I mean, that was pretty crazy. I will say that Steelers defense was unbelievable.
Finally, they turned up.
They were on fire.
6 turnovers or 5 turnovers?
Yeah, they were on fire. Now, let's do a bit of a roundtable. You did say that we are halfway through the season.
Yep.
And I do have the division standings now loaded in front of me. So why don't we go through this really quickly? The AFC East, surprisingly, the New England Patriots are on top. Now, they're a game ahead of Buffalo just off the back of the fact that they haven't had their bye yet.
But they're also the game ahead of Buffalo because they beat them.
And they beat Buffalo. But we're talking about 7-2, Buffalo 6-2, Miami 2-7,
Yeah, so,
the Jets are 1-7.
So both shoo-ins for the playoffs next.
They're shoo-ins for the playoffs. However, this is so interesting because I don't think anybody thought that Buffalo would have had competition for the division.
And especially the Patriots only played I'm pretty certain, 2 more teams, including Buffalo, with a winning record. They have
they've got
the Bucks this week.
season this week.
They have the Bucks this week, and I think Buffalo and the rest are obviously Miami, Jets.
Yeah. So it is interesting because I don't think anybody thought that the Patriots would be up there. But the Patriots are up there. So
good on them.
Yeah, good on them. Absolutely good on them. I mean, you know, I don't hate them as much.
Years ago?
No, I wasn't. I used to say good on Buffalo. now I talk about how they should get fucked. Then we've got the AFC North, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are well in command there, but it's a bit hard not to be when you've had injured Ravens, injured Bengals, and Cleveland. And so, you know, it's they're sitting pretty at 5-3 at the moment. I don't think they've got a whole lot to worry about. The Baltimore Ravens are 3-5. They could be. You never know. Baltimore now getting Lamar back is going to make.
They just got to get in form and just get on a run. I think it will go down to no point check. I'm going to say it's going to go down to either week 16 or 17 when they play each other again, but they could play each other soon again.
Yeah, true. Well, what is interesting is what's happening in the AFC South because with the Jags win and the Colts lost, we've got the 7-2 Colts and the 5-3 Jags.
Fuck, the Jags are sneaking up there.
They are. Meanwhile, I thought that the Texans would win the division. So there you go. They're sitting at 3-5, and then Tennessee needs to at least get one more win, please.
So the whole AFC's tight because without jumping the gun, AFC West will have around 3 teams as well.
Well, competing. I can tell you that the playoff picture at the moment would be, where are we? We would have the the division leaders are at the moment. So the Broncos are 7-2. Shit, the Broncos are 7-2.
Yeah.
So this is crazy because we would have. We look at the playoff picture right now. Now I'm just doing this off the back of the standings, but so forget the first seed because I don't know who that would be. But you'd have right now it's Patriots, Steelers, Colts, and then the Broncos that sit.
Broncos
up top.
call it 7-2.
But
They'll
if
be
we're
number
looking
one.
at this 6-2, Buffalo would be the
Fourth.
the
fifth
seed right now. And then it would be the Chargers at 6-3.
Fuck, the Chiefs aren't even in it.
Sixth seed, yeah, because the Jags at 5-3 are better than the Kansas City Chiefs at 5-4.
Wow.
So the Jags would round out that playoff picture, which is not something that anybody would have expected. Given the Taylor Swift proposal and the scripts, but we know the script can alter things.
We'll see soon.
It will happen. But why don't we talk about the NFC East? Because now
if they don't win, they have to be paying $1.02.
Yeah, well, at least you guys are second place in the division at 3-4-1. But
Doesn't help our draft pick.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. But Philly's sitting pretty at 6-2. There's not much else to say there.
What, 3.5 games ahead?
Yeah, they're doing all right. Commies and the Giants are sort of battling for the bottom of that. But the Giants are on the upward trajectory. They weren't going to do much this year, but Joe Dart looks like the real deal. If they can keep Scabadabadoo, then healthy next year, then everything.
And they have
right.
Neighbours out since week 3 or week 4.
Yeah, that's right. Now, actually, I'm wondering how up to date my data is because here I've got the Packers.
That would be leading.
Yeah, but it says here 5-1-1, and I'm going to go.
They're 5-2-1.
Yeah.
They lost to Cleveland. They lost to the Panthers.
Yeah,
Quick
I'm
math.
going to look at the NFL standings. I can't believe they lost to Cleveland and they lost.
They're both by field goals.
That is,
and they drew to us 40-40.
That's so fucking crazy, honestly.
Do you know what's funny in your intro? You said, "Where is the love?" And then when you mentioned Chicago, I was going to say, "Where's the Loveland?"
Where's the Loveland? Yeah, running down the fucking field. That's for sure. Here we go. This is better looking. So, yeah, look, the Packers are still ahead because they're 5-2-1. But that is a strong division right now. 5-2-1. The Lions are 5-3. The Bears are 5-3. I didn't see that coming. I thought Caleb Williams was going to have a tough time, but go Ben Johnson.
What about the Bears? Can we talk about like that performance, but also Roma Duzier getting no targets? No, sort of 3 targets, no receptions, but Caleb Williams got 2 receptions.
I know. Yeah, he did. It is nuts, isn't it?
Imagine
he's
not seeing the game, seeing the result 48, 45. Fuck, Rome definitely went off. Zero.
I know. Anybody who drafted him in fantasy is going to be thoroughly disappointed. So that's what's happening there. And then we've got, the very, very dominant Buccaneers. 6-2, by the way. Mm-hmm. So they, for all we know, they could be...
We're the Falcons?
They lost to Philly, didn't they? Did they play Philly?
Bucks, yeah, they would have, I think.
Yeah,
I think they did, yes.
I think they lost. So
they came back and won, didn't they?
Did they?
Baker? I don't know. We're bad with ours.
Yeah. I'm not sure. But the Panthers are somehow 5-4. Wow, who would have seen that coming? And then you've
Falcons
got
4-5.
And then you've got this. Yeah, Falcons are 3-5.
3-5.
And then you've got this great NFC West at the moment, which outside of the Cardinals, you've got 6-2, 6-2, 6-3. Seahawks, Rams.
What's the playoff picture for the NFC? Because the
playoff picture of the NFC would be obviously Eagles, Packers, Bucks, Seahawks.
Eagles number 1.
And yeah, probably. And then if I'm looking at this, what do we got here? Because it's based on percentage. So then it would be the Rams are currently the 5th seed. The Rams would be the 5th seed, and then the Niners would actually be the 6th seed.
Far out.
And then
so you'd have an NFC West battle.
You've got then you've got the Lions and the Bears would be tied for the 7th seed.
Holy
Just
shit!
Depends on who's who's got the head-to-head at some point. That'll happen this season. So that is, that's the
Very
playoff
tight
picture at the
halfway
moment.
through the year,
It
except
is
for
super tight.
the NFC East, the NFC South, and the AFC South. Maybe the South is tight with the Colts.
Yep.
Maybe the North. Maybe in the North with the Steelers.
Well, on that note, we've got some interesting games coming up this week. Definitely some games that are going to look woeful as well. We've got the Raiders and the Broncos. I think we know what's going to happen there. The Colts and the Falcons, we probably know what's going to happen there.
Do you know what? No. Do you know what's going to happen in that game?
What do you reckon?
Falcons are going to win.
You reckon the
Watch.
Falcons are going to win?
They lose against the shit
Bijan
teams.
Robinson.
173 yards.
Yeah. Well, what's cool about this week is you do have some pivotal battles. Like, for instance, the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville
big
are going to
game.
widen the gap.
Mr. Mills, do your
that
job,
playoff
mate.
spot.
Mr. Mills.
Yeah, perhaps. Buffalo have got a really easy one against the Dolphins. New England don't. New England have got Tampa Bay. So
That's
if
a
New
great
England,
match.
if
That's a great
that is
match.
going to be, I believe,
In
of
Tampa?
the morning. No, I believe
New
it's
England.
in New
Gillette.
England at Gillette, the best a man can get. So if New England drop that game, Buffalo's got a layup in Miami.
Yeah, but they'll still be ahead because of the head-to-head.
Yeah, they will, but I mean, suddenly it just changes the way things are going for that division. You got the Rams and the Niners. That is a big one for playoff implication.
Yeah, don't worry, Puka will get 23 receptions.
You got Philly and Green Bay, the two division leaders, but for Green Bay that matters because the Lions have got the Commies, who've got no quarterback this week, so that definitely makes a difference. And the Chicago Bears have got the Giants, so that's a winnable game. This is actually a week that could really fuck shit up for everybody. Then you've got the Chargers and the Steelers. So Steelers either continue to command that division or if Baltimore, who I believe are playing Minnesota, that's a tough one actually.
In Minnesota.
Do you know what? This is actually a good week for games. I will say, and it's nice that the Cowboys aren't playing.
Who have the Jets got?
The Jets have got who have we got? I think we've got
Cleveland.
Where am I? Yeah, we've got Cleveland.
Wow. Tank Bowl.
Well, yeah, no, we need to lose these games. We need to lose all of these games. I don't want us to win another game. I would be devastated. It would be totally
It'll be the Jets to win out.
It would be so like the Jets to have to have all this draft collateral, be in position for the first overall pick, and then have to trade up to get it because they win some moral victories. That's very Jets. Anyway, we can bypass that. On that note, do we want to pick a couple of games for the multi?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, there's only two of us here.
There
we'll
is
go
only
two
two
each.
of us. We can do two each for the multi. Are we going to go on the head-to-head?
We're going to
Is
go
that what
sports
we're gonna
bet
do?
or
I'm going to jump on TAB. Proudly not sponsored by TAB. They don't sponsor us. However,
what are some other ones? Centerbet used to be back in the day.
I don't know.
Neds.
Ned,
Always see that fucking
Neds. DraftKings is the American one, isn't it?
Spend
and
50
FanDuel.
Spend $50, get in the running for $10 million. Like what? How?
It is a bit ridiculous, isn't it? So let's go forth and pick some of these games. Go for it, Evan.
On the top of my head, let's go for fuck it. Falcons to cover the line against the Colts.
Falcons to cover the line against the Colts.
I don't know. This is all blind ranking.
This is blind. So that's paying $190. So I'm going to
What's the line?
The line is 6.5.
Yeah, I'll take that.
6.5. So Falcons to cover the line.
Is it in Atlanta?
It is in Atlanta,
Okay,
yes.
so there's
that
a
is
chance
in
at
Atlanta.
the Georgia Dome. Mercedes-Benz,
Yeah.
not Georgia Dome.
I'm going to pick the next one. I think this is a layup. You go Buffalo at 120 for the head-to-head. I'm surprised it's only 120. I thought it'd be like 110, 105 or something like that. But then you throw in Buffalo just to kind of beef up the multi. Evan, pick another one for us, buddy.
My favorite team, the Philly Eagles, are coming off a bye against Green Bay.
Wow. All right. So guess what? The Eagles.
$1.90?
No, the Eagles are paying 205 on that one. They're actually not the
is it
favorite.
in Green Bay?
It is in Philadelphia.
Don't worry. Three tush pushers.
Three tush pushes. So that's going to beef up our multi really well. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh are not the favorites against LA. I like this because we picked two easy ones and two difficult ones, and that's going to bring us an extra 230.
I don't know how Falcons are easy.
Well, on the line, I think
$1.90.
$1.90 anyway.
I think from next week we should do it has to be above $1.90 or $2.
Well, we don't want people to just spend their money, but that's going to give us a multi, which
we
is
don't
paying...
have to do $50 multis. We can do
true,
$10
that's
and
true.
20s.
Well, that's going to be paying $10.75.
Chuck a 20 on it.
Grab that 20 banger. If you have a 20 banger to spare and it's not going to be the money that you need to use to buy your children milk or they will starve, correct.
Remember feeding your family for $10? What a scam. You can't do that
Oh,
anymore.
man. What was his name? Fucking Curtis Stone.
Curtis Stone.
You're going to say Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, feed your family for $10. No, Curtis Stone, feed your family for $10.
Now you're getting
Jesus.
a block of chocolate for $8. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I know. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then you've got diarrhea.
Yeah.
So, why?
What's your favourite chocolate golf topic?
Do you know what?
You're at Woolworths, Green Square. You're in that aisle 5 chocolate aisle.
All right. It's not Toblerone.
No.
I can tell you that. What do you think my favourite chocolate would be, Evan?
Oh, I'm going to say Maltesers.
No. Why?
Because you had...
Oh, get fucked. No. Yeah. Well, that's just
Okay,
like
is it a
M&M's
dairy-
must
is
be
it-
yours
is
because the
it a-
size of your testicles.
Is it a dairy milk?
It is not a... What do you mean? As in,
Like,
is it
there's
Cadbury?
different... Oh, sorry. There's different flavours in the...
I don't know. No. It's definitely a bar. It's a bar. I'm going to see if you can get this one. It's an old school chocolate. It's what I would go to
Don't
every
say
time.
cherry ripe.
It's not a cherry ripe. I
Okay.
don't have gout.
Gout. Great runner.
No, it's not. Okay, what do you think it is?
Oh, old school. No.
Not Toblerone.
You're not going to go Ferrero Share.
No, I do like a Ferrero, but that's not what I would pick. If I had just to pick one chocolate, it'd be this fucking 9
tell
times
us.
out of 10. It's a chomp.
The chomp.
I love a
The
chomp.
brown chomp.
I love a chomp, and it's even better when it's been in the fridge for just 20 minutes.
Damn, listen
because
to
then
that.
the caramel goes a bit crisp. Oh my god, I love a chomp.
Sponsored by Chomp.
Sponsored by Chomp. So this bet today is sponsored by Chomp.
Get your lips into that.
Oh,
What are you really
man.
gambling with? My chomps.
What are you really
My chomp.
What are you really gambling with? Now, we haven't both got phones today. We're using that for the cameras, so I'm not sure if we'll do fantasy SKs and SKs, but what we will
I
say
do
is
remember ours from last week.
do
though.
you remember ours
I
from
remember
last week? Should we talk about that really quickly?
So I had Saquon Barkley to go good.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Saquon, but that was a week before that. Sorry. I had my man Rashid Shaheed to go good.
Shahid, yeah, and what happened?
I think he got 12 points, 13 points.
So he got good?
He got just over the prediction.
Wow.
And my negative, was it on, I'm trying to think on the top of my head, was it my team or fucking Mitch's team? Mitch's
Fucking-
team. George Kittle, I said he's going to go under 10 points and he got 5.
5 points for
Georgie
the
Kittle.
Wow, 5 points for Georgie Kittle. Interesting. Do you know what I said?
Let me think.
I know I didn't say Sam Darnold, who was only started 20% of the time in 20% of leagues.
No idea. I'm trying to think of running
Sam,
backs,
wow.
quarterbacks. I don't know. Sorry, man.
I can't
help you there.
remember. Did I say JT?
No, we both agreed. No, we both agreed that JT will go under, so that was both a prediction from us. I'll
Yeah.
give you JT. Yep, he predicted COVID. He got it.
Yeah, I did. I did say that. I did say that I think that there'd be something wrong with JT, and I quipped that it would be COVID. I'm glad it's not COVID and that he's healthy, but as long as he's not playing me in fantasy, he should be unhealthy. That's
Exactly.
my
Well,
thing.
we play each other this week in fantasy. I won the first matchup. It's only fair you win this one.
We do play
I'm jacking
each
off
other.
with 5 wins in a row.
Yeah,
Fuckers.
his name is Jacking Goff. He is on a winning streak. You can see the ego is just inflating.
I've
He
missed the
did
playoffs
whinge.
3 straight
Yeah,
years.
but you did whinge at the start of the season. You're like, oh, I'm 1-2, and fucking, you know, you were 1-1, and you were like, oh, my luck, it's my luck when everyone else is playing.
No, I started off 3
my
and
luck, my luck, my luck.
My luck. I started off 4-0, and then Birdo beat me with fucking.
And then you're whinging about your luck or some bullshit like
No,
that.
I was
It's like,
saying,
look
I
at
was
your
saying,
team.
I was saying, Matt had luck because fuck, he picks up Sam Darnold and pops 44 points.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, it's
You
all
could
good.
do all of that,
Playoffs.
but you didn't.
I'm in the playoffs.
Yeah,
for
if
once.
you win this week, you will make the
No,
playoffs.
I'm already in the playoffs.
You're not already in the playoffs.
Yeah, I beat Mitch twice and I beat Will twice. They can't drop me.
Right. But
Doesn't matter. It's top 6.
yeah, okay. Well, congratulations
Yes.
on you still didn't clinch the playoffs as fast as me.
Doesn't matter.
Because I was still undefeated by this point in the season last year. Fucking all you guys. Got you shirts to prove it. You were last, weren't you?
I was with my number 1 pick of Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, well, fuck, guys. We're in a 6-man league, and John had Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. How the fuck are you going to stop that? With Lamar scoring 73 points a game.
And Derrick Henry had a great year. I picked him up in like the 4th round. Anyway, moving on. We are going to get to the last segment of the day. This is a bit of
That was a quickie.
Well, it's a bit abridged. We've got a video that we have to produce, and I thought if we abridge the thing just for this week, we can get the video out and people can watch our pretty faces because I understand
been a while.
that
We've
we've
changed.
got to get with the times and people like video.
Video killed the radio star.
It did. It also killed the audio podcaster.
Yes.
So there you go.
Audiobook. Is it Audible? Audiobook?
Well, yeah, but this is not an audio book. I don't think.
Can we shout out your book? Do we know when that's coming out?
We can shout out my book. I did finish writing my book. It's not an oral history of getting fucked by the New York Jets, although that will be the next book that I write. If we're going to plug it, we may as well plug it. It is called Fucking Fast Sales, and it is a book about selling very fast, faster than you are probably selling at the moment.
What colour's the cover? Do we know?
By me. It is red. It is red. It's not Jets green. I did want to make it Jets green, but felt like red evoked the feeling of speed, like a Ferrari, Evan. You must know about this.
I do know about F430.
You must know about this. So,
but again, you're walking through the group bookstore, bang, red right there. That draws your attention. There it is.
I just want to be in an airport, fellas. I just want to be in an airport. But that is coming soon. It is being edited by the editors, and it won't be on sale through this podcast because I think that would be a bit disingenuous. I'm not sure who would want it, who's listening. But if you are listening, I will drop a link one day. I guess you can find me on social media. Thank you for the plug, Evan.
Anytime, sir.
I love that you did that for me. Trying to bring us some more viewers. On that
Get
note,
it up from 180 to 200.
Yeah, let's go. Hey, Evan, you got garbage time for us, buddy?
Garbage time.
Garbage time. Who's sponsoring garbage time this week, Evan? The Cowboys draft picks?
Cowboys defense.
Logan Wilson?
Stephen A. Smith in the owner's box, laughing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
So, John, it's me and you today, so I thought, put you on the spot right now. You can go back in time to anything in Jets history. Anything. Can go back to the Super Bowl III. Can go back to the 90s draft. Can go back to the 2009 championship. You can only pick one event. What is it? What are you changing and why?
I'm not drafting Jamal Adams. I'm drafting Patrick Mahomes.
Out of all the...
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. You can go back to the 90s, change the history from 90s to... So you're saying you're going to keep the 90s to 2017. What do you reckon changes the Jets' history forever?
Maybe probably keeping Bill Belichick because,
But what is, right now, I'm transporting you in a time machine. What do you say? What can you do?
Oh, what would I say to Bill Belichick?
I don't know. What you have to try and convince him. I don't know.
Fuck, mate. Shit. Well, I'll tell you what. No, it would be easier to go back to the draft where we drafted. I believe it was Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
Was that the draft?
2017. I thought it was a bit earlier.
No,
I thought you did in 2016.
Who did we draft in 2017? 2017 draft, right?
Because 16 we had the number 4 pick with Zeke. I know that.
Did you?
Yes, because we're going to go for Joey Bosa.
2017 NFL draft. All right. I'm just... it was Jamal Adams. I was right. We took Jamal Adams, I think, 6th overall.
Damn. What about Josh Rosen?
Yeah, God, wasn't that amazing? So that's who we took. TJ Watt was in that draft.
Yep.
That's pretty
He got late
good.
pick 31 or pick 30.
Yeah, Kittle was in that draft.
Round 2.
Yeah, right. So we had Myles Garrett. I mean, look, I understand that.
So you're going to confirm you're going to lock in 2017.
I'm thinking about it.
You're going to keep all those years from the champion. Oh, actually, 2010 to 2017 isn't bad. It's only 7 years.
Yeah. It's the most obvious of all the things, right? We had pick 6. We could have drafted a guy like Patrick Mahomes,
but who would you have sat in behind though? That's the thing.
Who would we have sat in behind?
Because think about it, he learned from Alex Smith.
2017.
Geno Smith.
No. Josh McCown.
Because Fitzmagic
That's okay
left.
because he's a great coach. Josh McCown was the quarterback coach that trained up Jalen Hurts. So that probably wouldn't have been bad. I'm just looking at this draft, by the way, because as we scroll down this draft, you guys had a fantastic pick.
This goes into
the man is named after
a delicacy.
A dish.
A day.
A dish.
A day is dedicated to this man.
There's a day dedicated to this day. There's a taco day, is there?
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Charlton. Who would you have drafted instead? TJ Watt?
Well, go fuck yourself, Malaka.
That would have been an easy one.
It was, 2 picks after?
Yeah.
If I had to go back in history, I would go back to a very particular day is 2016, week 3 preseason.
What happened then? Was that Dakota?
No, it was technically Dakota, but it was Tony Romo getting kneed in the back against Seattle, ruling him out for 10 weeks.
Right. And why would you have done that? Why would you go back?
Therefore, Dakota taking the reign. Or actually, we moved back a week before. Keelan Moore snapped his leg or broke his leg, elevating Dak to QB2.
time.
This is not me shitting on Dak Prescott here. I love Dak, great quarterback. I don't think he's done anything wrong for us. He's been a great citizen of America. Auto-paid man of the year.
Yeah.
Unlike your quarterback fucking stealing shit and getting bashed.
Yeah, well, you know, it happens.
I would go back to 2016, not play Romo. 2016, we got rookie Zeke. We still have Travis Frederick, still have Zach Martin on the offensive line to give Romo a last hurrah. Anyway, let's say he finishes the same. We go number 1 seed. We still choke to Aaron Rodgers. You trade down, motherfuckers, and you pick up Patrick Mahomes and put him behind Romo for 1 year.
What trade down?
Because we would have had pick 20, pick 21.
Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes got picked
10 because
10.
they traded.
What do you mean?
They traded with Buffalo, Kansas City.
So who would
Come
you
on,
trade
man.
with? I know they traded with Buffalo.
Or
but
trade with someone to get Mahomes.
yeah, but you would have had to jump pretty far, man.
Well, who knows? Maybe Romo got hurt and we had to drop down anyway.
But you had just drafted Dak Prescott. They probably weren't going to do it. You'd have to not draft Dak Prescott.
Well, that's what I was saying. 2016, you wouldn't draft Dak.
Yeah, so you don't draft Dak,
Yes.
and then instead you draft
Mahomes the following year to sit behind Romo.
yeah.
If I'm thinking about other things in history, maybe go after 96 Super Bowl and just say to Jerry, just listen, man, you're going to die in 3 years. Just lie to the guy. Yeah, can you just trade everyone? Can you? What about him saying this week, oh, I'm not getting any older, not getting any younger, I got to win now. What do you mean win now? Didn't you have this thought in 1996?
Yeah, true.
I don't know, maybe just... People would be like, oh, don't get rid of Jimmy Johnson and go to Miami. But still, it would have been the same shit anyway.
You know what? Aaron Jones in that draft, by the way, was 5th round.
There's a lot of like... What about... Let's go for a random name here. Who was Mr... I was going to say incompetent. Who's Mr. Irrelevant?
Chad Kelly, quarterback, Ole Miss, baby. Woot did nothing in the league. He's currently playing in
Where's Taco
Toronto
Childer
Argonauts.
playing?
He's playing in the United Football League. He is playing.
Which is... What the fuck's that?
The United Football League, isn't that the one that's like...
not the Rock. That's not the
it's the
XFL.
Rock one.
That's
That's
the XFL.
XFL. UFL, I don't even know, man. I'll find out now. First of all, let me see who he's playing for. All right, Taco Charlton.
He's going to play for the
Currently
Seattle...
playing for the Dallas Renegades.
Renegade.
Yeah, there you go. Professional football team.
I think he
that
had
play
3
for
sacks.
The United Football League. Wow, Vince McMahon founded the team. Yeah, and now the team is actually owned by Dwayne Johnson anyway.
What depressing. What do you do for work? Oh, you know the NFL? I mean that. Tier 3.
Yeah, did you know that in 2023 they had a regular season record of 4-6, but they won both playoff games and won the XFL?
How the fuck does that work?
Because the XFL and the USFL must have done a merger. There you go. Yeah, so that's what happens.
So there's hope for anyone that finishes under 500.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that they have this many people at this. Like the stadium looks like it's got about probably the same as a Bulldogs game.
What, like, when they're winning or losing?
Both.
Yeah, so what, 12,000, 13,000?
Yeah, 12,000.
In a 40,000 seat arena?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Indeed.
So you would go, okay, besides Mahomes, if you had to, let's say after the 2010 AFC Championship, if you could speak to a GM or maybe Sanchez, what would you do to change that 2010 to 2015-16 period? How could you get the Jets into the 2011 playoffs? What went wrong that year?
What went wrong that year? A few things went wrong that year. We got rid of Braylon Edwards and we kept Santonio Holmes, and instead we brought in Plaxico Burress and Derek Mason. And Derek Mason fought his way off the team. So after we signed him, within a few weeks we had to trade him. Plaxico Burress was not the guy to line up on the other side.
I'm not that guy, pal. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, but Braylon Edwards had great chemistry. We got rid of Jericho Cotchery because we said Derek Mason, which I think was also a mistake. I liked Jericho Cotchery. So the offensive line started to change a little bit, and I would have said,
John,
keep
come
Faneca.
just quicken this up, man. It
was pretty much everything. Every decision that was made that just put this because they went 8-8 then the next year, and pretty much every decision they made in the off season
was mid.
is why they went 8-8.
Would you? Okay, knowing what you know now,
the
what
next
would you,
year,
what would you change? Would you go? Would you trade Mark Sanchez for something at his all-time high?
I was fine with that. Shit seasons happen. What I was not fine with was what happened the next season. I
2012.
fundamentally believe that this is the reason why the Sanchez thing then no longer worked out, right? Because in that other season, we went 8-8. There was the butt fumble. There was a bit of embarrassment. It was a shit season, but you can bounce back from one bad season.
Yeah, you had back-to-back AFC championships.
We could have gotten back, but then the big mistake was to win the fucking Snoopy Bowl, which is the preseason. So the MetLife mascot is Snoopy, and to win the Snoopy Bowl, which is the fucking stupid preseason game between the Jets and the Giants.
What?
The Jets were losing, and they decided to put Sanchez in. Rex Ryan decided to put Sanchez in, and that's when he tore his shoulder, throwing arm shoulder.
Why am I hearing about this now?
You didn't know that?
No, Snoopy.
Snoopy Bowl? You didn't know about the Snoopy Bowl?
Snoopy as in like the character.
Yeah, not as in Snoop Dogg.
No, the
DWG.
Snoopy with fucking
DWGC.
what's his name? The bald kid.
Yeah.
What's that show called?
Peanuts.
Peanuts. Yeah.
Yes.
Snoopy is your.
Snoopy, yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Do you actually win the mascot for the year? Or is it a
This
cup?
only happened for like 3 or 4 years, and now it's not happening anymore.
Why?
It was
Because of
fucking
Mark Sanchez.
No, because it's a dumb idea. But yeah, so Sanchez comes in the preseason game, last preseason game of the year, tears his shoulder. Now, I have to say, this is the hard bit, right, Evan? Because if Sanchez didn't tear his shoulder, okay, Geno Smith wouldn't have started. If Geno
What about
Smith
not
didn't-
drafted Geno Smith?
Well, no, we drafted Geno Smith the year anyway, right? If Geno Smith hadn't
Sorry,
started...
was that a second round pick? It wasn't first.
Second.
Yeah, second, yeah.
If Geno hadn't started, we wouldn't have gotten 2 poor years. If we didn't get 2 poor years, we wouldn't have had what I believe was one of the most fun Jets teams that I could have ever watched. 2015, which was Fitzmagic. If there was one thing I could change, if I could wave a magic wand, it's that we beat Buffalo. We're 11-5. We make the playoffs. We would have won a couple of playoff games. I reckon we could have gone back to another championship game with Todd Bowles. But because that team was just playing so well. That team was 10-6 in any other year. 10-6 goes in, except for when the Jets 10-6.
So who beat you to it for the playoffs? Do you remember the team?
Pittsburgh.
And
That's it.
there was 2 teams, 2 wildcard teams.
Yeah, but I think the other team was out. We just had to win, and we would have jumped Pittsburgh at 11-5. Pittsburgh went 10-6 out of tiebreaker against us. That was it.
They beat you that year?
Yeah.
So why didn't you change the game against Pittsburgh? Maybe you won that and still lose to Buffalo.
Because I would have rather beaten Buffalo. It was Rex Ryan. We should have beaten
Who was
that
the quarterback?
I don't even know. It wasn't
Former
Josh
Jets.
Allen yet.
It was a former Malaka. Before the Bills quarterback was the Jets quarterback.
Tyrod.
Yes.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Could have changed that. Didn't change that. And that's it, because I can't change history.
That's garbage time. What would we have changed for our depressing franchise?
That is garbage time. All right. Now, if you are watching this, thank you so much. Like and subscribe on YouTube or Spotify. Those are the 2 places
Tiki-toki.
you could see this. I mean, if there's a clip, it would be on TikTok. So find us on the TikTok and find us on the gram. If you're listening, we appreciate you still listening. We know that medium is dying. Although, if you are there, thank you very much. And on that note, what do we sign off with? We can't sign off with a player that's on IR. That's going to put our own podcast on IR. It's got to sign off with something better. Maybe just this week it's to the Jets and the Cowboys and doing their first deal, and many happy returns on Quinn Williams.
Okay, I give you one Marzi Smith, and I receive
fucking Quinn Williams, but I also get a shitload of draft picks. So fuck it.
Yeah, take Marzi Smith.
Excellent. Well, on that note, see you later.
Peace.